Our next speaker is Satchit, and he's going to show us some code too. Over to you, Satchit.
Hi guys, my name is Satchit Shenoy. I'm a lead engineer at Reverse Retail. We are an e-commerce company in Germany. And what I do is I work with a team that manages the ERP, that manages the processes in the backend. You can get in touch with me on LinkedIn and Twitter or X, and the handles are right there. So what I'm going to talk about today is just getting a sense of how you can trim your controller fat, because I don't know how many of you actually have worked with controllers that go on for like 50, 60, 100 lines, or maybe even like 20, 30. Any show of hands? Any better? So do you guys, I have actually worked with a lot of legacy applications, and what I do see quite often is that we have like these sudden chunks of code that kind of do a lot of things, but it's not particularly clear as to what trail it's following. So whenever you see something like this, this is a pretty standard, Rails-generated create action, which basically it's just creating a custom and saving it. But once you start tacking logic on it, you've heard about trimming, having skinny controllers, and then having skinny models, and then having service objects in the middle. But then what happens is that those controllers, especially let's say you're working with a monolithic application. Now this could be an API, but if you're working with a monolithic application, you would still see a lot of different kinds of methods that are being pulled in the middle. And the way I would look at it is that, you see there's a create action, there's a private method, which is customer params. And I personally would not want to see so many lines inside the controller. So basically, I would just like to get rid of most of this and just have something like this. That would be my controller action. And every subsequent action that I would have would look pretty much like this. If I have an index action, it would just do an index.call, and so on. So that's kind of how I look at keeping my controllers thin. I don't want to really sit and render a lot of things and have a lot of conditions. I personally hate if conditions. I would use guard clauses if required, but I wouldn't do more than that. So bear with me. So what I would do is that create action, that's a use case for me. So what I would do is that controller action, that controller itself, it's an object that you call inside the controller, and that controller has access to something called params, which you're aware of, and also rendering. So this is something that I would extract out. Now, I'm not saying like this is the perfect class that you could have, and there's a lot of argument about where this would go. All right, I think I'm going to be running out of time. But what I would like to see is like a clear roadmap between my models and my controllers, where everything is kind of broken down into simple single responsibility classes. Thank you.